Hi there, fishing addicts. How is your summer going? Have you got your vacations already? Because on mine right now. I changed the scenery a little bit, as you can see, because it's kind of boring to be in the room right now, so I decided to go outside a little bit. Here in Lithuania it's so hot for the past few weeks. It's like 30 degrees every day or even more, and the fish is really stubborn right now. It's super hard to get someone to bite, and I want to talk a little bit about the few baits that are working in these conditions right now, give you my thoughts on them. Maybe it will help you, maybe it will guide you in the right directions, choosing the bait at certain time of the day or at certain conditions of the water, of the fish you're catching. So let's talk about the first category. SSR, or super shallow runners. It's a crankbait, usually has a lip of basically 90 degrees, and it swims on the top of the water, or if you lower your rod tip really low, it can go like 5 centimeters deep. I think these baits are overused actually, because in my opinion there's only two conditions you should use them. One, if the grass in the water is very high and there is no possibility using any other bait that goes a little bit deeper. And other scenario being if the fish is very actively feeding from the surface of the water. If there is a lot of bugs flying around and you can see the fish is taking them from the surface, that's when you can use the topwater baits. Main fish you're fishing with them is chub, of course. This particular model is even called Jackal Chubby. What do I like about them? One, you can fish with it where no other bait works, meaning you can drag it almost in the middle of the tall grass and it still won't hook up to the grass, and you'll be able to check those spots where the fish might be sitting. The big downside of these baits are basically there's very few of them in the market that can hold the stream pretty well, meaning if the stream is a little bit stronger and faster, it will spit out your bait and it won't work there. If you're fishing downstream, then they're very, very good, but there's another big flaw that the fish hits the bait like 50% of the time. If you're fishing it properly, it's supposed to go a little bit faster than the stream does, so the fish has very little time to attack it when it sees it, and it often happens that the fish misses the bait. And in this 30-35 degrees weather, usually fish has only resources for one bite and they don't repeat the bite. Had this experience for the past few weeks, and I had some big fish to try to hit this bait and it didn't, and it never repeated, even after I've changed the bait to a different color or a different type of the bait, still being the SSR, and fish never hit it again. Second bait is the SR Type. The lip on this bait is about 45 degrees and it goes like 20 to 40 centimeters deep, depending on the model and the type of the bait. The big strength of these baits is that you can fish it in a higher, faster streams and it won't spit out the bait. Practically all of them work really good in the streams. It doesn't matter the brand you choose, and these are very effective. I prefer these over the SSR type all the time if there is no tall grass in the water, because it's more natural looking to me. I got more bites on them, and fish rarely misses this bait as they do miss the SSR type. Downsides of these baits, well, basically you need a good conditions for them. If there is a tall grass, you won't be able to fish them because they will hook up to the grass. Third type being the small minnows. I know it's not the real top bait as one, but you can still fish it very close to the surface of the water, so I included them to this video. Now these are more common for trout fishing, but chub doesn't mind them at all. Actually, they like there is a days that they prefer all the minnows to all the bug imitations, so really depends on the day and on the fish you're catching. Pluses of these baits are that you can animate them more than you can animate the crankbaits. You can catch maybe bigger variety of the fish, because pikes and chub and trout and aspius don't mind these baits. So in general, I think they're catching more species. Downside of these baits again is that you cannot fish them if there is any tall grass in the water, or any grass at all basically. Most of them, these trout baits, are sinking. You need a faster reel to be comfortable fishing these baits. You can manage with a normal speed reel like 5.2, but if you really want to be comfortable, I suggest you using something like 5.8 or even 6.2. But again, you cannot buy all the reels, all the gear. Me myself, I don't have it, but just keep a reminder, if you're gonna fish downstream with these baits, you would prefer a faster reel. And the fourth category being small spoons. Basically all of them are made for area trout and for trout in the stream. The big upside and plus for this bait is it weighs around the same as the minnow or a crankbait, but because of its construction and being the metal bait, you can throw it a little bit further and you can cast a little bit more accurate, so it's easier to manipulate this bait when you want to hit the perfect spot where you hope the fish is standing. Fishing downstream with these baits, you definitely need a higher speed reel, or you're gonna be struggling and pulling your reel almost as fast as you can, because they sink fast and they will hook up to the bottom or branches or whatever is in the water. And fishing upstream, well, they will spool your line, because if the stream is pretty fast, the lure will start spinning around and it will spool up your line. And in that, you make 10 casts with that bait and you basically need to change to the minnow or something different like a crankbait, because your line is like a metal leader and it will hurt your line a lot. We saw one fish move on the surface. We thought that was a chub. We standed there, two of us, for half an hour and casted all the baits we had for the chub, being the SSR type, the SR type, the minnows. My friend gave up on that fish. He went downstream to try and catch other fish, and I tried this type of spoon, and maybe 2 casts or so, maybe 3 casts, I got that fish. It was like 3 kilo aspius, and I lost it in the end because the spoon has only one small hook. It probably ripped off, but at least I got a bite on this small spoon. And all the other baits we used for basically, I don't know, we used like 30 baits because there was 2 of us for half an hour, and that fish didn't react at all. Middle of summer, the weather is really hot, the water temperature is high, the fish isn't that active. A few advices: get up early in the morning. If it's your vacation, if you like fishing, or even it's just Sunday or Saturday, get up like 2-3 in the morning and go out there. Then you have a chance to catch a fish, or go really late in the evening when the sun starts to go down. Middle of the day, basically no point of fishing, because the fish is sitting somewhere really deep or in the tall grass and hiding from that hot sun. Other thing, try a little bit slower baits, smaller baits, and a more natural looking baits, because the fish is suspicious. The water is basically clear in all the streams around here, at least. The fish can see the bait really good, and if it feels just a little bit fishy to them, they won't attack. One more advice: you want to use a one hook or a scissor hook instead of treble hooks, because it's way easier to take your bait out of grass when you hook up into it, because it's middle of the summer. You're using a little bit thinner leaders, thinner lines, and it's really easy to lose your baits, and we know all those Japanese made baits cost a lot, so use a single hooks. So that's been it from me. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're catching some fish. Caught a few, I lost a few. You saw them in this video, and in a few days I'll make a new video about my new waders from Sims, because they just arrived. I tried them for a few times already. I have few opinions about them. Maybe not all of those are mentioned in some other reviews or in the manufacturer site. So if you're in the market for a little bit higher end waders, maybe you should wait for that video. It will be a short one, but it will contain a lot of information. So I'll see you soon. Keep fishing. Stay a little bit colder these days. Drink some more water, and I'll see you soon. Peace.